check one, two. Hello, everybody. Everybody. Okay, good. check. 1, 2. Yes. All right. Good morning, my friends and fellow veterans. My name is Trevor Meyer, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Warrior Beat and a former Navy corpsman. And thank you for joining me today for Warrior Beat's meditation and prayer for peace. peace within our nation. And again, that's going to start by creating peace and harmony within ourselves, which is so important. So that's our goal today. Our goal is to generate peace and restoration and positive energy within ourselves, and then allowing that peace and positive energy we create within ourselves to then radiate out into our immediate environment, into our community, and then into our nation at large. As we pray for a peaceful transition, and after all the turmoil and violence that has gripped our country in the last 6 to 8 months, we want to pray for an end to that, so we can become a restored nation and be that great nation we know that we are being called to be, that democratic nation that is a light to the world. And in order to be a light to the world, we first must allow that light within ourselves to shine forth. We are the light. And when we are gathered together, that light grows in strength. So that's what today is all about. It's not about a particular belief. It's not about political beliefs. It transcends all of that. And again, it's going to start with us as individuals. So as we get started today, the first thing that we want to do, as always, is, find that comfortable place. If you have headphones, I would recommend putting those on. We have a beautiful backing track we're going to be using today. Turn your speakers up again, but create that sacred space, because this time is a time for you to work on that inner peace. And we also now want to remind ourselves that we are in the presence of our God, however we may define that. And we know that as we're in this presence of peace, this presence of power is always with us. It has always been with us and will always be with us. So anything that we've placed in between ourselves and that connection to our higher power, it's now time to just let that go, set it aside. So again, we remind ourselves that we are in the presence, that peaceful, life-giving presence, and we're going to experience that presence through our breath. So as we're breathing today, again, we want to take good, deep breaths in through our nose and powerful breaths out through our mouth. And I would encourage you, as you exhale, you can even make that sound. And you want to let all the air out of your lungs, just and then we take that breath in through our nose, feeling our lungs, our abdomen expand, and then And that's what the meditation is going to be about. It's just that deep listening, that deep awareness, being fully present to the breath. And when we hear the sound of the singing bowl, again, that's just going to be a gentle invitation to come back to your breath. Your mind may wander, and that's okay. So much going on right now in the world, it's perfectly natural for your mind to be going 100, 1,000 different places right now. So we're just going to use the singing bowl and our backing track to just, again, keep us focused in the present moment and focused on our breath. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, get yourself in a comfortable position. Meditation doesn't require any strange postures or anything, but it's about being in a comfortable position, maybe sitting in a powerful position, being aware of your posture. But, it's most important, to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable when you're meditating. And we don't want our physical posture or physical pain to distract us from being present to our breath. So that's what I encourage you to do now. Get in that comfortable position. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, then go ahead and just close your eyes. And if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, that's okay. I would just recommend maybe finding a spot on the floor, something in your immediate environment, and just allowing your gaze to rest on that. That's just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get our track started here. So again, we breathe in, remembering that we are in the presence of God. And that presence of peace, that presence of restoration and power is always with us. And now we're going to experience that power through our breath. So let's go ahead and again take a good deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. start to focus on our breath, we just want to feel our lungs expand and contract. And I'd just like you to go ahead and bring all of your awareness into your abdomen, feeling it expand and contract with those deep, life-giving breaths. And again, we remind ourselves that we are in that all-powerful, all-loving presence that is guiding us deeper and deeper into a state of peace. It is guiding us deeper and deeper into a state of balance. And we know that that peace, that power, that restoration is always with us. It has always been with us and will always be with us. And we remind ourselves that we do not have to change anything about ourselves to be fully loved by God, by our higher power. We are fully loved where we're at right now in this moment. And so let's go ahead and take another good deep breath in together and release. And again, if your mind starts to wander, that's okay. We just allow the sound of the singing bowl to bring us back to our breath. We know that when we cease to breathe, we cease to live. So again, we focus on that breath, the peaceful power that comes with our breath. As we allow our lungs to fill and expand. And as we feel that spirit of peace, that power of peace fill us up, we see that peace radiating out into the room, filling our home, radiating out into our neighborhood and community, and radiating out all through our nation as we join together in meditation and prayer today. And we recognize that we are the peacemakers, that we, the people, are transforming our nation, transforming our communities by transforming ourselves. And as we experience this peace, this state of well-being, we humbly ask our higher power, we ask our God to take this feeling of peace and allow it to spread across our nation. And we ask our God to take this spirit of peace and wash away the hate, the division, the anger, the anxiety, the suspicion. And we ask that our higher power cleanse our land of these negative emotions. And we know that our prayers will always be answered, and that God is calling us to be that peace, and that God is calling us to be that light, and that God is calling us to be that force of positive change. And so now we take another good deep breath in together as a community and release. Good. And again, if your mind has started to wander, that's okay. We just want to now return to our breath, and maybe we're struggling today with anger, anxiety. Well, we just want to go ahead and release that anger, release that anxiety, and allow this spirit of peace and light to just allow those negative emotions, visualize those emotions fading out of your body and into the ground. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in that spirit of peace, that spirit of light, that presence of peace that is always with us, will always be with us. And that spirit of peace comes from within. So let's go ahead and take a good deep breath in together and release. And again, now I'd like to invite you to bring your awareness into your abdomen. Just focus all your consciousness and attention on your abdomen and just feel it expand and contract as you take those deep, life-giving breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. And we know that in our breath is life, in our breath is peace. And so again, we want to remind ourselves that we are in the presence of God, that we are in the presence of our higher power. That power, that source of unconditional love and transformation is always with us, will always be with us. And again, we remind ourselves that we do not have to change to be loved unconditionally by God. We know that our Creator loves us unconditionally. And so now we pray that that spirit of unconditional love, that spirit of unconditional, unsurrendering restoration move through us, radiate out from us, sending vibes of peace and love into our immediate environment, filling our household, radiating through our community, and radiating out into our nation at large. And we visualize now, we ask that that spirit of peace, that spirit of love, that spirit of unity descend upon our nation's capital. That spirit of peace, that spirit of love, that spirit of unity move through all of our representatives that are in our capital. And we ask that that peace, that love rain down upon our nation's capital. And we ask that that spirit of love and peace wash away the hate, wash away the anger, wash away the distrust, the suspicion, as we pray to transform and restore our nation to a beacon of light. And we know that that light comes through us. And so we pray now that we, the people, become that beacon of light. And we know that we as individuals, and that we, the people in the United States, are called to be a beacon of light. And we are that light shining in the darkness. And we know that the darkness has not overcome it. So again, we take in a good deep breath together and release. Beautiful. And again, if your mind starts to wander, that's okay. I just invite you now to refocus your attention and all of your consciousness on your breath. And just feel that spirit of peace, that spirit of unconditional love filling up your lungs. And exhaling out that spirit of peace and love into our environment, into our nation. And I invite you now to focus all of your awareness just on the tip of your nostrils, just all the sensations that you're feeling in your nostrils, at the tip of your nose as you take those deep, life-giving breaths. And again, with each breath, feeling that peace, feeling that restoration fill us up. gently driving out any negative emotions. And so again, we pray to our God, to our higher power, to remove any hate, any negativity, remove it from our spirits, and replace that with peaceful light, with unconditional love. And we pray that our country may unite in this spirit of peace, this spirit of giving. And so we just continue to breathe. Feeling that power. Feeling that spirit of peace and love descending upon us. And now we visualize that same spirit of peace and love that is moving through us, that is moving within us. Visualize that spirit of peace raining down on our nation's capital. Visualize that spirit of peace raining down upon our leaders. Driving out all hate, driving out all division. And I invite you to really in your mind's eye see that gentle rain coming down on our capital. As we restore our nation to a beacon of light, a beacon of hope, to be that beacon of democracy. And we pray as our nation moves forward and grows through this experience, all of our citizens are able to see themselves reflected in our nation. That all of our citizens feel represented and fully cared for and loved in our nation. And we pray that people of all races, all creeds, all genders, all religions see themselves reflected in our nation. So again, let's go ahead and take in a good deep breath together and release. Take a moment now again just to savor that peace and that stillness that we are creating within ourselves. that peace and stillness as it radiates out from us into our environment, into our community, and into our nation. And allow this spirit of peace and unconditional love to ignite that light within us. So in your mind's eye now, I want you to see that light in your body, that eternal flame, glowing, burning stronger and stronger with every breath, driving out hate, driving out anger, driving out anxiety, depression, pain. And we see that light burning within ourselves, stronger and stronger, radiating peace, radiating love. And so again, while we're in this peaceful state, this state of love, this state of forgiveness, this state of restoration, let us again visualize this peace, this love raining down upon our nation's capital. Visualize that light coming down, transforming everybody it touches. And we pray that our leaders on both sides of the aisle are filled with this sense of peace, that they are filled with this sense of love, and that they are filled with this sense of restoration as we work through our divisions, as we work through our pain. And we know whatever we ask for from our God in this state of peace and love will be answered. We move forward in confidence and faith that we are being called to be that transformation, to be that light that is shining in the darkness, and knowing that the darkness has not overcome it. So again, let's take in a good deep breath together and release. And while we're in this state of peace and balance, let's just take a moment to be grateful for the blessings that we have in our own lives. And let us be thankful that we live in a nation that is protected by a constitution that allows us to express our faith. Whatever our faith may be, whatever our concept of God may be, let us be thankful that we live in a nation that is protected by a constitution that encourages that quest of faith. And we know that our nation is being called to be that beacon, that light of hope, that light shining in the darkness. A place where people of all faiths can walk their path of light. In a nation that people of all races can walk their path of light. So again, let's take in a good deep breath together and release. And in this state of peace and unity, we remind ourselves that we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And so in this state of peace, we pray that all of our citizens here in the United States feel that liberty and justice for all. And we pray for that spirit of justice to sweep across our nation, breaking down divisions, breaking down old ways of thinking, breaking down old prejudice that no longer need exist. So we remind ourselves as we breathe in that spirit of peace, that spirit of unconditional love that is with us now fully, has always been with us fully, and will always be with us fully. And again, I remind you that you do not have to change to be fully loved by God. There is nothing you can do in your life that will make God turn away from you. You are loved unconditionally. Even in our lowest times, even when we've made decisions we know lead us away from that spirit of peace, we must remind ourselves that we are fully loved. And that there is nothing we can do that can drive God away from us. Everything is forgiven. And that is a promise that was made to us. Everything is forgiven. And so we want to take that spirit of unconditional forgiveness and allow that to radiate out from ourselves and into our environment and into our nation. So let's go ahead and take in another good deep breath together and release. And again, if your mind starts to wander, that's okay. Let's just go ahead and allow the sound of the singing bowl to bring us back to our breath. So let's take in a good deep breath together and release. So again, we remind ourselves that we are in the presence of God, in the presence of our higher power, however we define it, whatever name we choose to use. And just remind yourself that you are fully in that presence now. And we pray now that we feel that presence. I want you to really feel that presence moving within you. Again, see that inner flame, that white flame, growing stronger and brighter with every breath, burning away hate, burning away fear, burning away doubt, burning away anxiety and pain. And we see that light burning within us so bright that it radiates out into our room, filling our household, filling our community, and filling our nation at large. And so again, we pray together, and we see that light raining down upon our nation's capital, burning away fear, burning away hate, burning away those lines of division. And we pray to this spirit of love, unconditional love, to guide our nation, to guide our leaders as we move into a phase of restoration. And we know that this spirit of light and love is calling us to be that light to other nations, to be that light of the world shining in the darkness. And again, we know that light burns within us, and the darkness has not overcome it. So again, let's go ahead and take in a good life-giving breath together and release. And again, we just keep focusing on your breath. And I'd like you to bring all of your attention now into your abdomen. And just feel it expand and contract as you breathe deeply. Breathing in the spirit of love and exhaling that spirit out into our environment. So now let's just sit together in these few moments now, just savoring our breath. Deep breaths into your nose and out through your mouth. And again, we feel that peace, that love that resides within us, growing stronger and stronger with each breath. And so again, as one body today, as one community, as one nation under God, we visualize that spirit of peace raining down upon our nation's capital, driving out hate, driving out division, and we see that spirit of peace raining down upon our leaders, lifting them up, know that every prayer we make in this spirit of peace and generosity will be answered. And we also know that we are a part, we the people, we the nation are a part of that healing. We are a part of the answer to that prayer. Our God will bring healing to our nation, peace to our nation through us. It's not going to be some unfathomable mystic transformation. It's going to be the opposite. It's going to be the people that make up this great nation coming together as one nation under God. However you see that God, however you choose to praise that God. Coming together and allowing the light that dwells within us to shine so brightly that it illuminates everything around us, restoring us to that beacon of light, of hope, that beacon that has drawn humans from all areas of our planet to come to this place, seeking that freedom of expression, that freedom of worship. And we pray that that beacon be restored, and we pray that we are the answer to that prayer. So let's go ahead and take in a good deep breath together and release. And now in this state of peace, we turn to those peacemakers who have gone before us, those teachers who have gone before us. And while they may no longer be here among us in human form, we know that their love and their energy endures. And we turn to those who have gone before us and ask them to aid us and to guide us in living peaceful lives. And now you, who is that peacemaker that has gone before, that guides you? We have so many beautiful examples. reach out to those peacemakers and ask them to continue to breathe their breath of peace into our communities. And so again, we remind ourselves that we are fully in the presence of our God as we understand it. And we know that Spirit of God is always with us, will always be with us, and has always been with us. And there is nothing we can do to make our God stop loving us. God's love is eternal and unconditional. And that can be a hard concept to accept when we're taught to judge, to punish. But we pray now to that spirit of unconditional love, of unconditional peace, to move within us, through us, and into our nation. And again, we pray to that spirit of peace and love to rain down upon our nation, rain down upon our capital now in this moment, in this day, driving out hate, driving out division, driving out poverty, driving out ignorance. And again, we know that anything that we ask in the spirit of love and forgiveness, those prayers will be answered. And that answer comes through us, we the people. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For all. And we pray that we continue to transform into a nation where that liberty and that justice that is offered for all is experienced by all, not by just a select few. That all races and creeds can see themselves reflected, loved, and taken care of in our country. Our Constitution guarantees that. And so now we take in another good deep breath together. And as we exhale, let's imagine that, see that beautiful light, that holy flame coming down into our nation's capital, driving out that hate and division. So we breathe in together and release. And so again now, I'd just like you to bring your attention to the tip of your nose, feeling the sensations of the air entering your body, filling your lungs, abdomen expanding and contracting as we breathe in that life-giving air. When we cease to breathe, we cease to live. So let us savor this life that we breathe. And as we breathe in this air, let it be a reminder that we have been called to be stewards of our land, to care for and cultivate our land. And in order to keep breathing this clean, free air, we must learn to care for and cultivate the earth around us. Again, it is our birthright. We are called to be cultivators, caretakers. And so we pray that our nation embraces that role of caretaker, of cultivator, that we make decisions that will clean our air, protect our land, protect our environment, protecting our animals, all creatures that crawl and walk, all plants, all life that grows. And we know that it is our responsibility, that stewardship starts with us. And that our simple, loving gestures as we care for and cultivate the land around us will radiate out into our nation. And so we embrace that spirit of love, that spirit of stewardship, of cultivation now. Let us breathe it in together and release. And so again, let's just take a moment to reconnect with that breath. And now we can just together, I would like you to just scan your body for any pain or tension you might be experiencing. Maybe it's in between your shoulder blades, that area we like to hide pain and tension as we try to carry the weight of the world, but we do not need to carry the weight of the world today. So if that's what you're doing, let's just go ahead and let that down. Let that go. So let's take in a good deep breath together and release. And as we experience this peace growing within, again, we just visualize that radiating out, washing through our immediate environment, out into our community, and out into our nation at large. And we see that flame of peace, that white light growing stronger with each breath. And we pray, we see that light descending upon our nation's capital, driving out hate, driving out fear, driving out ignorance, division, poverty. We are a nation of abundance. We pray that this spirit of peace and love rain down upon our leaders, past and present. We pray that it guides them into bringing our nation back together, restoring this sense of unity, restoring this sense that we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And again, if you're struggling with an emotion today, it could be anger, fear, resentment, anxiety. Those emotions are so alive in our nation right now. If you're experiencing that, it's time to let that go as well. And so what I'd like you to do is visualize in your mind's eye that emotion, that word, fear, anxiety, anger. And as we breathe in with the singing bowl, just imagine that word melting and the word peace shining through as it envelops you and embraces you and radiates out through you. So again, we visualize that emotion, remind ourselves that we are in the presence of our God fully. We take in that good deep breath and we release that emotion. Peace. 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 Beautiful. And if your mind started to wander, that's okay. All we want to do now is just go ahead and again refocus on our breathing. And let's go ahead and once again just scan our bodies for any tension. And if we encounter tension as we go, just breathing it out and allowing that spirit of restoration and healing to move through you. And again, I remind you that we are fully in the presence of our God, however you define that. And we know that that presence, that unconditional love of God is always with us, has always been with us, and will always be with us. You do not have to change for God to love you unconditionally. In a judgmental world, that can be hard to accept, but it's true. Unconditional love does not require you to change. There may be things in our life that we do need to change so we can experience and feel that love that is within us. But those negative emotions, those negative thought patterns that we've taken on haven't driven our God out from us. They've only clouded our vision. But that unconditional love, that spirit of unconditional love that has created you in its image, is always with you, 100% in full. So as we breathe in together, let us just pray that any emotion, any thought pattern, any cycle that we're in that is preventing us from feeling the love that is our birthright melts out from us and is replaced by a spirit of knowing, that spirit of knowing that we are loved. So let's take in a good deep breath together and release. Just focus on your breath. Again, deep breaths into your nose, powerful breaths out through your mouth. And just savor those breaths, savor these moments together. And we remind ourselves that in these moments we are not alone. that we are truly one nation under God, indivisible. And so we pray that the divisions, the hate that is gripping our nation now, we pray that that is replaced by this spirit of indivisibility. Out of many we are one. All races, all creeds, out of many we are one. And we are being called to be a light to the world. We are called to be that light shining in the darkness, and we know that the darkness has not overcome it. And we accept our responsibility as cultivators and caretakers for our planet. And we know that that starts within us and how we take care of everything around us. So let's take in another good deep breath together and release. And again, as we come to the conclusion of our time together today, breathing, meditating, strengthening that light within, I encourage you all now to just raise a hand, knowing that that power, that light of love, of restoration is moving through you, coming from within. And we raise our hand to our nation's capital. And we pray that that light of love, of understanding, of peace, rain down upon our capital, that it rains down upon our leaders, all of them, both sides of the aisle, past and present. And we pray that they are guided in how we are to restore our nation, and that they become the peacemakers that we need them to be. And we accept the responsibility as citizens that we the people, are how this transformation is going to happen. We the people are the peacemakers. It is we the people who are going to break down those divisions. It is we the people that are supposed to be the light in this nation. And so we accept that gift. We accept that responsibility joyful to be a light in the nation so that we may once again be a light to the world. And so we take in a good deep breath together and release. Beautiful. So again, we take another moment just to reconnect with our breath. As we come to the conclusion of our meditation, let us end with that feeling of peace. Just savor that feeling of peace that you are dwelling in now. And I just remind you that that feeling of peace, that increased well-being, that feeling of connection is available to you at all times by just withdrawing and taking a few simple breaths. And so again, we take in that good, deep breath together and release. Beautiful. And one more time, we take in that good, deep, life-giving breath together and release. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes. All right, excellent session. I know that a full hour of meditation, if you were able to join me the whole time, might be a new experience for you. But I thank you for joining us today as we pray for peace again within ourselves and put that loving, peaceful energy out into our nation. And again, I'll just tell you a little bit about Warrior Beat if you're not familiar. We're a nonprofit organization that we promote healing, increased well-being, fellowship, and reintegration for military veterans through professionally facilitated group drumming and meditation programs. So if you know a veteran in your life that might be struggling, or maybe they're not struggling, just looking for a connection, something to do in this lockdown, Warrior Beat has all kinds of great live stream programs running right now in conjunction with the VA in Chillicothe and the VA in Cleveland. And so we're live streaming 4 times a week, drumming together, meditating together, and really having a great time. So if you have a veteran in your life that might benefit from that, and I believe every veteran can benefit from that, go to warriorbeat.org to learn more about what we're doing. So again, I thank everybody for joining me today, and I look forward to doing this with you again very soon. So again, peace be with you, and remember that you are being called to be the light in this nation. Good day.